At a time where the altcoin market is rallying, CRO has had a very good month, up over 68%, while the BNB token has come under some pressure, not really seeing a great performance year to date, and that definitely has not been helped by the fact that Binance admitted to engaging in anti-money laundering, unlicensed money transmitting, and sanctions violations in the largest corporate resolution to include criminal charges for their CEO. In today's video, we're going to talk about CRO and BNB token and which one I personally believe will be a winning exchange token in the upcoming bull run. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor and I do not offer financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find this video informative or entertaining, please consider hitting that sub and like button, turning that notification bell on, and I do appreciate all of the support on the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the two of the biggest exchange tokens at the moment, which are BNB, the biggest exchange token, and then CRO here, which is in the top 30 cryptos by market cap at the moment, actually sitting in 30th place exactly. Now, while the altcoin market did see a pretty good month, CRO followed suit here, up over 68%, while BNB here is actually down about 4% on the month. And we're going to talk about, first of all, we're going to talk about things from the exchange side of things for both of these tokens. Then we're going to talk about DeFi for both of these tokens using their respective blockchains. And then we're going to talk about the actual performance of these coins from a fundamental perspective, from a technical perspective rather. So for starters, I mean, I'm sure if you have been paying any attention to crypto over the past week, you know that Binance and CEO actually pled guilty to federal charges in a $4.3 billion resolution. So Binance Holdings Limited, the entity that operates the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.com, pled guilty today and has agreed, or today meaning earlier last week on Tuesday, and agreed to pay over $4 billion to resolve the Justice Department's investigation into violations related to the Bank Secrecy Act, failure to register as a money transmitting business, and the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Binance's founder and chief executive CEO, Changpeng Zhao, a Canadian national, also pled guilty to failing to maintain an effective anti-money laundering program in violation of the BSA and has resigned as CEO of Binance. And here is actually a quote from the general attorney. He says, Binance became the world's largest crypto exchange in part because of the crimes it committed, and now it is paying one of the largest corporate penalties in U.S. history. In just the past month, the U.S. Justice Department has successfully prosecuted the CEOs of two of the world's largest crypto exchanges in two separate criminal cases, pretty much referring to Sam Bankman-Fried there. Now, this is not exactly the same as what happened with SBF. Okay, Binance is still solvent. The exchange, I mean, solvent to the best of our knowledge anyways. That's not what this lawsuit was kind of surrounded by. This was more so focused on anti-money laundering and basically Binance turning a blind eye to its legal obligations in the pursuit of profit, willfully facilitating money to flow to terrorists, cyber criminals, and child abusers through its platform. So obviously a very, very serious set of allegations that Binance faces. And, as so, the CEO also stepped down and handed the company over to someone else. And to the best of my knowledge, Binance is still going to be able to operate. However, they are going to be under more stringent regulation now. And, yeah, I mean, overall, just not a really good look for Binance. Now, let's compare that to Crypto.com, a company that has been securing a ton of regulatory approval throughout the bear market. We saw here they announced on July 28th their registration approval in Netherlands, another region that Binance actually is not operating in and recently left earlier this year. And this just kind of shows their regulatory license momentum. They received the major payment institution license for digital payment tokens and its MPI for e-money issuance, account issuance, cross-border and domestic money transfer services from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, registered as a digital asset service provider in France, in the UK, in Dubai, in South Korea, in Australia, in Spain, in Greece, in Cyprus, in Italy, and they actually did also get regulatory approval from the Cayman Islands, a U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, regulated derivatives clearing organization, and a designated contracts market, and a pre-registration coordination undertaking with the Ontario Securities Commission and Canada Securities Administrators, with Ontario being another region that Binance actually was kicked out of earlier. I don't know when it was exactly, but it was at some point last year or the year prior that Binance was also kicked out of Ontario. So clearly Binance here is being squeezed out of a bunch of regions for failing to get that regulatory approval, while Crypto.com has only continued to gain that regulatory approval. And most recently, it was actually announced that Crypto.com was listed as an organization on the World Economic Forum's website. So in terms of expansion and adoption, I mean, Binance definitely does have a lead, but they are getting squeezed out of regions while Crypto.com is expanding, and I do think that is in the favor of Crypto.com. So, I mean, it's worth noting, right, that Crypto.com, just because Crypto.com gets adopted, it doesn't mean that every customer on the platform is going to want to buy CRO coin. However, Crypto.com does have some juicy offers and incentives for people to buy and stake their CRO coin on the platform. We have the Crypto.com visas here, which in my opinion is one of the best crypto visas basically offered on a global scale. And this does require you to buy CRO and actually hold it to receive the full amount of the benefits. And they do also have Crypto.com Pay here, which offers up to 10% reward in a lot of different sectors, some of the biggest companies in the world. And I'm trying to find the exact cashback percentages. I think it would be here, all gift cards. I think this actually shows you just what the discounts are here based on the amount of CRO you have staked. Yeah, so you can see here, right, like food and beverage, if you have over 10,000 CRO staked, you get 10% cash back on your CRO spent. If you don't have up to 10,000 CRO staked, it is only 5%. So you get double the cashback rewards for having your CRO staked. And it's worth noting that if you are staking for the Visa, this does also double stack for the Crypto.com Pay feature as well. Now, in spite of all of this, it is obviously, I mean, we have to mention that Binance still has a massive lead over Crypto.com. Binance currently sitting here with $68.45 billion in assets, while Crypto.com has $4.131 billion. So basically, Crypto.com has like 90% less assets than Binance has. And that just shows you what a monopoly Binance is here on crypto exchanges. Even OKX in second place, only coming in with $12.41 billion in assets under management. Once again, just being smoked here by Binance. So Binance does have a massive lead over Crypto.com overall, and that's definitely worth mentioning. However, we can see here that Crypto.com has been growing, and while Binance has still been growing, but definitely running into some regulatory issues, and that could set up a very compelling or just interesting narrative to kind of help act as a tailwind for CRO coin in the next bull run. Now, I do want to take a look at things from the DeFi side as well. And once again here, the Binance chain, the Binance Smart Chain powered by the BNB token does have a significant lead over CRO coin. The Binance Smart Chain has 4.037 billion in TVL, making it the third largest blockchain here in terms of that total value locked. It demands about a 4.77% market share at the moment for the TVL across all chains. Now, CRO coin here is sitting down in 12th place with 378 mil. So once again, Binance Smart Chain, basically CRONOS chain here has about 90% less assets than the Binance Smart Chain does. Now, one thing that I do think is worth noting is the fact that the CRONOS POS chain is not actually included in these statistics. And I do think it should be, right? Because you can see at the moment it has 6.61 billion CRO staked. And if you were to multiply that by the current price tag of about 9.7 cents, I don't even know what the math on that would be. Let me actually double check that for you guys. Okay, sorry guys, math was not mathing for a second, but we have it here. So this is the 6.6 billion, and we're gonna actually go ahead and multiply that by 0.97, and that's going to give you 640 million. Okay, so right off the bat here, if you actually account for the TVL on the CRONOS POS chain as well as the CRONOS chain, that would actually put all of like the CRO coin related blockchains here at a TVL of over over a billion, right? And that, I mean, it still is about 70%, 75% less than the Binance Smart Chain, but I do think that is worth paying attention to because it is important to note that CRONOS coin does power two separate blockchains, the CRONOS chain and the CRONOS POS chain, which does offer a nice 7.5% yield there on your CRO coin staked. So in terms of the exchange side of things and in terms of the DeFi side of things, BNB token clearly does have a lead over CRO, and that is reflected in the market cap of these projects, right? Like BNB token here has a $36 billion market cap, while CRO actually comes in here with a market cap of $2.4 billion. So I mean, once again, even in that department, BNB or CRO is about 90% less valued than BNB token. But, you know, when it comes to being forward looking and kind of analyzing these projects, you also want to take a look at not where it just is at the moment, but where you think it is headed in the future. Does it have a growth trajectory ahead of it, or does it look like it is going to be compressing? That's definitely something that you do want to be paying attention to. And, you know, in that respect there, obviously, if you do think that CRO has room to run, it has a lot of room to actually play catch up with the BNB token. Now, to wrap things up, I do want to take a look at the chart here, and it's worth noting that if we take a look at the all-time chart for both of these projects, I don't think that's actually the all-time. Let's take a look at the 5-year, okay? And the 5-year shows you, right, like BNB has been a clear winner, up 625%, while CRO is up about 54%. Now, let's take a look at the past 1 year, where CRO is up 48% and BNB token is down 22%. And let's take a look at the year-to-date, with BNB down 4.58% and CRO up 71%. So over the past year, and really year-to-date, CRO over the past month has really just made a massive gain over Binance there in terms of the price appreciation. And we're just going to have to see if that is a trend that does continue in the future. If you do want to see an updated CRO price prediction video from me, let me know in the YouTube comments down below. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. I hope you all stay happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.